Why you should not get fat. It messes with you in ways that you're gonna blind yourself to until either you realize it or somebody else interrupts your thought pattern. Um, when when I was gaining weight, I just realized I became more of an excuse maker. Like, I remember when I had to go shopping for new clothes, I didn't look at it as, oh, I'm gaining weight, that's why I gotta go get new clothes. I just tried to justify it like, oh, that's weird, the clothes don't fit, they're probably shrinking because I wash them all the time. Doesn't make sense when I say it out loud, but in that mode of just trying to, negotiate with reality, I kept making excuses. When like I'm trying to button up the top collar on my the top button on my collared shirts, I'm like, oh, these don't fit, let me go and buy some new shirts. Oh, these fit, probably because it's a newer fabric. Again, not realizing the pattern here. And really what it was I think the pain of knowing that, hey, if I am getting fat, that means I have to lose weight. And losing weight isn't fun because I can't eat whatever I want. I can't like just have fun and eat on the go the way I want to. So I just kind of subconsciously started closing off the cabinet to logic, and stuff kept spiraling. Another thing is, as I started making excuses and stuff, that started bleeding into other areas of my life. Like, I mean, to be honest, getting overweight, I was inconsistent with tracking calories, watching what I eat, and living a healthy lifestyle. So my inconsistent consistency started getting me the result of being overweight. That bled over into business because I'd eat so much, also developed an eating disorder. I'd eat so much, be emotionally disgusted with myself, try to do a crash diet. Anybody who knows me knows I'm famous for trying to fast for 80 years at a time. Try to not eat, starve myself till that I'd feel guilt-free, and then just kind of say, okay, I'm not going to wild out again, but, just crazy yo-yoing and mental gymnastics. So then when I would try to work, I would always be tired, fatigued mentally, and then be mad at myself because I say, like, okay, I'm going to go hit the field, but then I wouldn't hit the field as hard, or I just was inconsistent because I'm just like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, I feel bad. There was just this constant spiral of shame, guilt, shame, guilt, shame, guilt. And again, it started with the diet, bled over. Fast forward, I'm very self-conscious about my image just because we grew up in a fat shaming house. I come from an immigrant family. And I love my mom to life because I appreciate her just keeping it real. She always told me, like, hey, you look better slim. So that was always in the back of my head growing up. So every time I gained weight, I would naturally just have this voice of just like, hey, you don't look that good being fat. You don't look that good being fat. And that would usually keep things in check. But after a while, I stopped caring because I started thinking, well, nobody cares. Let me turn this on. Nobody cares that I'm fat. Like, I'm handsome. Like, I look good on the face. Like, as long as I'm handsome, I'm not ugly. Like, I'll be fine because, I'm married happily. I never had a problem like with women like that. So I just assumed like all people cared about was just the face. Meanwhile, I didn't know that I was just looking like Dr. Eggman walking around. And it wasn't until like I would take photos and I would just be like upset. Like, why am I so round? Like, why is my face doing this? It felt like there was a lot of face. It feels like there's a lot of face, but a little like face on it, just because my head had gotten so large and circular. So that started messing with me to the point where like it was harder to suppress the voice of, you look fine, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. And honestly, all those things are why I ended up ballooning up to like damn near 300 pounds. Like, when I started this weight loss journey for the last time, and I'll get into that, I knew I was past 300 because like the way that my shirts were fitting, I was like, these are tight in all the wrong places. And I have like big arms, but really it's just a bunch of fat. So I'm all like, yeah, this ain't all muscle, dude. Like, this is some stuff. So I finally said, you know what? I can't really do this on my own. I need help. And that's another reason not to get fat. The amount of effort you have to do to get unfat is crazy compared to what you have to do to just maintain a fit body. That is something I did not understand until recently, within the last like 4 months. consistency is so much easier for maintenance than say la vie, living by the edge of your seat. I always looked at it as like, oh, I need this variety and this freedom of will to blah, 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 blah. Which is just BS because I just didn't want to be disciplined, thinking I could have, what I want without doing the work, negotiating with reality. And the reality of it was my body was telling the truth on me. And I always want to be, my aspiration is to be somebody that's disciplined, that exemplifies discipline because I take pride in that. But meanwhile, I'm living a non-disciplined lifestyle, trying to convince myself I'm disciplined. Henceforth, I started developing anxiety and I couldn't figure out why. It was like, why do I feel like I can't rest? It's because I talked the big game to myself and even to maybe other people, but I knew I wasn't showing up every day for myself in the ways that I said matter, which was like fitness, getting in shape. I would hit some type of workout hard and then fall off the bandwagon because I was I tried to lose all my weight in one day versus being consistent over time because I didn't want to be patient. But again, where does that stem from? Not being disciplined in the diet and saying consistency over time. Like, I want all my desserts and everything in one big meal, so I want results. And it just don't work like that. And it's funny because it's not like I gained all that weight overnight. Like, it took consistent the wrong way to get there, but I only wanted to be cognizant of right now and think that, oh, it should happen on my time. And that's just not how life works. When they say like, I'm looking up videos, they're like, yeah, maintaining a fit body, you really have to go to the gym like 4 times a week. You don't have to work out that hard. And I'm like, I could go to the gym 4 times a week and not work out. Like, what? But if I try to do that now, like, I'll lose weight, but it's going to take me like 90 years. I'm not trying to do that. So yeah, it's just an uphill battle, even in business. Like when you first get started, like getting things to where they're stable, the hard part is maintaining it because now you don't have that pressure of fight or flight. So you're just left on your laurels, which is, okay, if I take away the pressure to do something, do you have the discipline to do it without the pressure? And what I found out was like, damn, I clearly didn't because my weight fell off and so did like my business and whatnot. So I'm glad I'm learning through this journey. I have to change my mindset. I know when they say that, what does that mean? I had to accept what my new normal is going to look like. My normal before was wanting things that I wasn't putting in the work for and blaming life and everything else for why there was a gap. That led to anxiety, disorders, randomly being upset trying to live my life, like, damn, I gotta wear like when I bought a 4X shirt last year, I said, God, and not like 4X because I wanted room, 4X because it fit. I was all like, yeah, buddy, this ain't, yeah. And the thing is, like, I know how to dance and whatnot, so I was like, bro, I can still move, I can still, do all my stuff, but when I seen the 4X on a t-shirt, I was all like, I might be tripping. Kind of lost my train of thought, but yeah, I knew it had gotten back, so I was like, okay, that normal, I could do what I want, but so did my weight. I wanted the freedom of variety, and I got a variety of different size clothing that I could wear from 2X to 4X and beyond if I kept going like that. So I said, okay, that outcome is not what I want. I don't want that normal anymore. What do I want? I want an aesthetic body because I'm like, if I'm going to do it, let me do it to the nines. That's unk talk, but let it be great. Let me be in that top percentile. So I'm like, I want to have a great physique. And when I finally decided what a great physique looked like, I was like, 15% should be like my limit. I want to bounce between 13 and 15 because at that point, I remember why I was like, I'm confident, but I always felt like there was a chink in my armor as I got older and I couldn't figure it out. That I was like, it's the weight. Like when I was leaner, I was just like so much more certain because it was just like, bro, I look great. I feel great. Like life's just going to have to work out. I'm what? And it was like that self-fulfilling prophecy. So I was like, where is that? Like, I know it's in me, but I don't know how to pull it out of me. And when I finally realized over the last couple months, like, yo, it's your fitness. Like, you don't look the way you want to look. And I'm going to just tell you right now, if y'all want to do the body positivity or be all that, good for you. I don't want that shit. I want to look like a Greek god. I finally got over like caring about what people, I want to look the way that's going to make me feel the best, and looking like a Greek god does it. Being able to know that, hey, if I randomly go to the pool, I'm out with my wife, people are going to be like, damn, her man fine. That's what I want. And I want to look good naked. Like when I get out the shower, like, yeah, that's why I go to the gym. Like when I put on clothes, like I also think I dress pretty nice. The fit looks 80 million times better when you are fit. Like fashion is really like, I thank God for my dad, rest in peace. He taught me a lot about dressing. I had snazzy dressers in my family too. And when I looked at it, I'm like, bro, just because it fits, it looks good most of the time. And I'm like, I got all these different outfit ideas, and I'm just all like, looks great. Then whoop, I got the letter O in capital letters in my midsection. I'm like, this ain't gonna cut it. So that's why I was like, okay, I want the outcome of looking good, feeling good, chiseled jawline, having energy, not being tired all the time, or just feeling like, damn, I should have more in the tank, And I said, what does that normal look like? Well, that looks like not variety in your food. Doesn't mean it can't taste good. It can taste good. It's just going to be the same. And I have finally just surrendered to that recently. I was like, if that's what it's going to take, let's just do that. Because when I think about it, like as a fat person, I don't really have that much variety. I eat burgers, or pizza. Some type of a sandwich or a pizza. That was it. And then, I do the fat guy thing where I'm like, oh, I can't eat pasta though. I can eat French fries and burgers, but I can't eat pasta. There's too many carbs. Like just these weird concessions. Okay, I can get one whole pizza and that's it. Like, bro, it's still a whole pizza. You didn't do no portion control. But I'm thinking like, well, that's portion control. Like this insane stuff. I'm like, I don't, mind simple stuff. It just got to taste good. So I had to challenge myself to like, okay, make your vegetables taste good. I didn't know you could just season it. Doy. Also, my wife knows how to make it real good. Proteins. I'm like, bro, it's really chicken, beef, and turkey. Like, season it. I just like barbecue style flavors. So I got the spices and stuff, and I make it taste good. I'm like, oh, shoot. And the funniest thing is that what I'm learning now about like tracking, I'm sorry, y'all, I finally caved. I just said, you know what? I'm going to be a tracking, weighing person. Because I tried it in the past, that joint worked, and I wasn't even eating that clean. I remember I was tracking my calories for like 4 weeks straight, barely doing something at the gym. I noticed my midsection did this in like 2 or 3 weeks, and I was like, what the And it was just all like, you can do if it fits the macros, it fits, but I was still doing like, 80-20 clean. I'd rather just eat clean, and then if I feel the urge, I just fit the cheat meal into a macro. But funny thing is, after you eat clean for a while, 1, volume eating, you're going to be full all the time. 2, you're not going to, like, cheat food's not going to hit. I'm going to tell y'all right now, I've tried to cheat on, like, my eating style now a couple times in the last, like, 4 months. It don't hit the same, and I just have no desire to do it. Like, initially, I hit, like, Taco Bell a couple times, and I was like, all right, this is cool to crunch or whatnot. And then I'll eat it and it's like, all right, I don't feel bad because it's in my macros, like whatever. Then I like hit the pizza at like different stores. I'm like, yeah. And then there was one day I was really in the store trying to cheat. And I was like, bro, this doesn't even make sense to try to force myself to eat. I don't want it. And I was like, dang, I think I'm not that person anymore. And I was happy. But yeah, I'm tracking my calories. I'm weighing. I just told myself, like, look, let's get down to that physique, because here's the kicker. Here's why I'm committed this time too. I see the full picture. When people talk about fat loss, it's always you got to eat in the deficit, and then we just assume you could never eat food again. That is very wrong. I'm in a fat loss phase right now. So initially, I'm going to lose as much fat as possible. Once that stalls, I'm going to hit maintenance and then reverse the diet. What that means is I'm going to gradually bring the calories back up to a maintenance level, so my metabolism recovers, I don't have too much fatigue, and then I'm gonna go into another fat loss phase to really chisel my body down to where I want. Then from there, I'm going to reverse the diet again, and then just have a new maintenance at a lower body fat, to the point where I can eat almost the same calories it takes to maintain this body, but with a way better composition body. When I heard that, I was like, oh, Because what always pisses me off was just like, how come these people who are bigger than, like leaner than me, smaller than me, they can eat rice, all this stuff, blah, blah. I'm like, damn, if I can just eat rice and shit, like, I'd be cool. They can eat all this and they don't gain weight. It's because their body is in an insulin sensitive form. They got 15% body fat. What does their body do? They train all the time. So their body's like, hey, we're going to take all this energy to build muscle. We don't need to store it because we're going to do it. All this other energy, they're just living an active lifestyle. Or not even, if you have more energy, you're naturally going to move. So it's like, yeah, if I got energy, I'm just going to go do stuff. So they probably just do stuff. So I was all like, okay, that makes sense. Now I have a full educated picture on this weight loss journey. And then my goal this time, because anytime you're trying to lose weight, you're going to hit the weight. You're going to lose it. My goal is to maintain it for 2 years. The reason why I say 2 years is because I feel like after 2 years of doing it, it's just going to ingrain into my brain to where that I just won't even understand how I got to this level again, which is the goal. Before it was always get there, and I had no plan for what to do after. And then I'd get there and just be panicking all the time because I'm like, well, I don't know how to eat other than how I've eaten before. Maybe I could just eat and then work it all off. Fun fact, it is not a 1-to-1 ratio with food and working out. Food is for fuel. You go to the gym to lift weights to build muscle. Cardio helps your cardiovascular health. You do not go to the gym to burn off calories. That is not how it works. Take it from me, a reforming fat guy. When I understand that, also I'm working with coaches as well. Because I would think, well, I went hard, so I get to eat much. It still takes the same amount of gas to fill up my tank regardless of how much I drive. If I drive 500 miles, no matter what, my tank will stop me at whatever it costs to fill it up. It doesn't say, well, you drove 300 miles today, so I'm going to take 300 more. Nope. It's like, hey, it takes 10 gallons to fill up, and it's always like that. That's the way I'm starting to look at food. This is what it takes to maintain regardless of this. If I need to pull some excess, that's why you have 15 to 13% of body fat to pull from in case of that. Just like your gas tank has that reserve 25 miles after empty. So that's what I'm starting to understand. Like, oh, because I play football, it's a sports trap. Like, hey, just eat a bunch because you're going to work it all off. Nope. Stay consistent. But I'm going to wrap it up there. I appreciate you all for listening, whoever got to the end of this. I figured, you know what? If this channel does great, it does great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. This is just going to be my personal diary so I can document the process. I also do skits on my other channel, Rome Knows. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook as well. But yeah, I just finished 6 days. I'm on a 6-day split right now. My thing is because I have so much weight to lose, I don't want to get anxious, worried about what am I going to do all the time if I only go to the gym 4 days a week. If I go 5, I'm like, dang, I might get too anxious and be too bored and overeat. So I'm like, hey, let's just go 6. Go 6, rest 1. My calories right now, I have it at 21 because I was just on 25 last week and I stalled. So I was like, cool, I can drop it to 21. But it's been a challenge eating recently because, again, I eat broccoli, I weigh it out, chicken, rice, and beans. And, like, that plate will really, like, take me out to where I'm like, I don't really have any space for any more food. And then, like, today I ate my breakfast or my first meal. Then I ate another meal, and then I just wrapped it up with a protein shake just to hit my protein goals. But I typically like to do a real big meal to start. That way I'm kind of cool. And then I try to get the rest in my eating window and just go from there. Because it's really just about drowning the food noise. Like, even right now, like, I could eat, but I don't have a desire to. It's just, noise. Like, oh, go eat something. I'm like, I'm good. Like, we executed. We hit the gym. We did what we were supposed to. Macros look good. A little over on the fats, but, we'll take it. And, I'm just excited now every day. Just let's keep building this brick by brick. Like, I can just tell, I'm like, bro, in like 6 weeks is going to look crazy. Another 8 weeks after that is going to look crazier. So we just motivated, but we're disciplined overall because the motivation comes and goes. But all right, signing out.